What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to some more Marvel Snap. Thank you for the patience while I was kind of MIA for a little bit. We just finished moving into our new house, and then Thanksgiving hit. So we've been quite busy the last, week, 2 weeks. So I wanted to bring you guys gameplay of something I've been messing around with lately. It's kind of similar to a decent amount of other deck lists that are out there in terms of, I see a lot of people trying to take advantage of like Polaris and Arrow right now, as well as Magneto, just kind of trying to disrupt your opponent and move their cards around. So this does very similar things. Actually, Ironheart needs to get cut. That was in here for when the Black Panther quest is out, and you got bonus Vibranium for playing Ironheart in a deck. We'll just toss Nova in here for now. The general plan of this deck is, play Hood, get Mysterio out, eat those up with Carnage, play Ebony Maw because it's a very high point total 1-drop, and then take advantage of things like Heimdall to move those cards over into Ebony Maw's location. If you're not aware, Ebony Maw just prevents you from playing cards there, but you can move cards there. So yeah, that's the general gist of the deck, is kind of have 2 strong locations. And one thing that you can do is, since this is not a movement deck, your opponents usually don't play around Heimdall. So you kind of just stack, let's say, the middle and right lane, maybe have Ebony Maw in the left lane. And then depending on what your opponents do to counter your power, you could potentially just drop Heimdall and shift all of your power left, and kind of just catch them off guard. But then there's also times where you might not want to Heimdall and maybe just Magneto instead to move other cards out of locations to yours. So those are your kind of 2 6-drop plays. Partner with Arrow. Your endgame decisions are, do I want to move my opponent's cards to me, or do I want to move my cards away from my opponents? And obviously draw will depend on what you have the option of doing as well. But let's get it popping. I did get a title I like finally with the Ego Take the Wheel one, so I'm quite happy about that. Deck also just rocks Angela, because I think Angela is one of the most flexible / powerful cards in the game. You can kind of just do whatever with Angela and it works out. So I'm going to start with an Angela play into, depending on what my opponent wants to do. I was going to Polaris over here, but it's not looking as good anymore. Although killing the Nova now before they get value might still be solid. That actually might be even better, because now the Nova can't be killed. I think we play Mysterio here. Kind of awkward plays here, because I don't have a Carnage to guarantee that I can play Hood, and I can't like hide Hood in the middle and just abandon that lane either. I'm also tempted to just go Maximus on the left. I could hide Maximus in the middle. Let's do that. We won't give them cards. Alright, so it's going to be probably a Destroyer deck if I had to guess. So if they're going to go for Destroyer on us, ideally I would just play like Arrow and screw that play up. However, they already have this lane pretty well set up. What if I just Arrow here? It'll screw up some of their Warpath goals. And then could actually Magneto here as well. Not there. But if I play Magneto here, it'll pull out their Warpath. So if they decide to play Destroyer anyway, they'd have 16 there. If they'll play Destroyer here, Warpath would activate, we'd have 8 here, they'd have 5, and then it'd be middle versus middle. Let's try that. Perfect. That's basically just how we drew it up. Just yank their most powerful card out, toss it over here, and let Destroyer murder it. That's the way we like to function. I'm saving all these missions just in case the update drops this week. I'll probably have a video soon talking about the update. Although, I'm so late to the party, I might just wait for the launch and kind of do a reaction type thing to it. I'm not going to tempt fate there. They nailed the Mantis play though. That's pretty sweet. We do have the Carnage, so that's pretty sweet. So we can go Mysterio here. Now ideally we would draw like a 1-drop or something. And then we could play like 1-drop plus Carnage. So like Hood would be really good here. If we could draw that. That Yondu might get us a little closer. Got a 20% chance of Hood. We get Ebony Maw, which honestly isn't terrible either. We have Heimdall, so I think I'm going to risk this and go for this. And then we could potentially play towards a Heimdall shift into Danger Room type play. Alright, and the Ebony Maw did not die, so that's pretty sweet. Their random card is Destroyer, which, while bad, is also good for them because their board wasn't that strong. And we're gonna get a Spider-Man. Okay. So my concern here is I don't know if I can necessarily beat this Destroyer. This is 5, 6, 12 in this lane. Oh, that getting zapped was huge. That was incredibly helpful. Alright, now what if I go Arrow here, and then we Heimdall the middle next turn. This would give us 18 in the left. Middle would be 8 plus 6 is 14, 15, 20, and then 8 on the right. Do I like that? I think it's the best I got for now. Leech is something. I mean, my only play at all is to go here. I don't hate it, because 8 isn't like chump change over here. This is probably snappable, but I'm just going to let it play out as it is. I think we have a pretty decent chance here. 8 in the left is not trivial to overcome. And then we're going to take a 2-point lead in the middle, and we have a 17-point lead on the right. That was a way to do it. And I'm pretty sure they took that Maximus from me. Touche. Touche, touche, touche. Actually, the Leech wound up being the real big factor there, because if we would have played Heimdall, everything would have worked out just fine. A good game there. That was a very nice, excellent final turn. I don't think there's very many combinations of plays that would have pulled that off. Had to have been Killmonger or Elektra plus Yeah, it's basically Killmonger or Elektra, I think. I'm gonna play Hood out, then we're probably gonna play Mysterio out. Ugh. Into the Wakanda. Okay. So we need to pivot. So this lane is basically dead for now. Or at least is going to be very difficult to overcome. I almost don't even want to play Mysterio. I think I'll just go Demon for now, and I might go Maw next turn. Maybe I don't go Maw at all. Maybe I just start slapping down big cards. Now, if I had Carnage in hand, Storm here would be pretty solid. I don't really like any of these plays, to be honest. Let's just go for Storm.
Wind, aid my hand.
Okay. They will allow cards to move here. I kind of wish they played it like over here. That Carnage over there would be pretty sweet. We have 7 in that lane right now. If they play Carnage, it'll become 8 power in that lane. It's just not a very strong play. It's the only play I got. We don't necessarily have to decide whether or not to retreat yet either, because they haven't snapped. Okay. Do they have any 3s? So I'm also trying to think about things like, if they just play Heimdall here, how do we counter that? Because then everything would shift over, so Kraven would go here, giving them 18 on this side. Like, Magneto might just be decent. Unless the shift is so obvious, I should beat them to it. But then I have so few cards on board, I might wind up with everything in Monster Metropolis, so... I don't think we're going to win this one, but I'm willing to try. Got Chavez. Interesting. I was not expecting Chavez here. I usually don't like running Chavez in my move decks, just because it makes your turn 6 draw awkward if you don't have Heimdall already. But I guess maybe the math checks out otherwise for... Alright, sorry about the cut. I had a phone call during the last game. We wound up getting a retreat for 1 cube. So we'll go and try and get one last game in for you all. This is an awkward hand. You never want to have a Carnage in your opener without anything to combo with it, which is exactly what we've got. So taking turns 1 and 2 off is quite bad. And it looks like we are playing playing against a Patriot deck, which I don't even know if we'll be able to beat this, but we might be able to Heimdall our Hulks this way to beat them. It's looking like our main win condition right now is taking these Hulks and shifting them left.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Yeah, Spider-Man's not bad. It's like obviously this is gonna get super powered, and they beat us with the amount of Hulks as well. The only problem is we don't have Heimdall. But we're gonna just keep chugging along. God, I wish I ran Shang-Chi in this deck. Okay. If I move all their 3s and 4s with Magneto, I accomplish nothing. I think this is probably going to be a forfeit, but we'll see. So yeah, if we Magneto here, we'll pull Cyclops, which does nothing because we could have a decent chance of winning this lane anyway. If we play Magneto here, we go up to 24, which we don't win this lane. Yeah, this one is a forfeit. This one is mathematically impossible. We'll get one more, because that was a really crappy game. Missing out on turns 1 and 2 is quite bad. Especially when we run a pretty decent amount of 1 and 2 drops. We just got the bad end of the draw on that one in terms of early game. That was probably going to be a tough game to beat no matter what. But the situation we had was not ideal. Now, a perfect next draw would be Hood. And then we could drop Hood there, Carnage it, get a big Carnage, maybe work on Heimdalling it over. We really want to make sure a lot of our best cards are here, unless our opponent plays something that gives us the inclination that they're a move deck. Because if we are confident, or if we draw Heimdall, first of all, but if we draw Heimdall, we're pretty confident we can win Sanctum with almost anything. Alright, I might actually just eat Maw with Carnage. Because as of right now, I'm going to need the space. I know it looks a bit unconventional. Alright, so we do get the Heimdall. That's quite good. What if we just storm here? If we like storm, arrow, and then Heimdall in this lane. I'm actually gonna snap too. I feel pretty decent about that line. Alright, they're going for quad Thor. Which works just fine with our game plan as well. So we're trying to get the heck out of here. I think we stick with our game plan. If all goes well, we should wind up with... We'll get 3 Heimdalls, we'll shift 2 over. We'll have like 16 in the middle, and the Mysterio will wind up far left. Yeah, just play Heimdall. They can't play anything. Honestly, even Magneto would win this. That worked out. That's pretty cool. I'll take it. Magneto is probably the more, like, quote-unquote efficient play. But the Heimdall play just looked cooler, so I'm all for style. Style over substance, baby. Alright guys, well, that is going to be it for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. As always, thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.